Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Paige, here once again with another video on Legends of Tomorrow Season 3, and this is going to be my review for episode 13 of this season, otherwise entitled No Country for Old Dads. But of course, before we continue, if you have not watched the episode, be sure to go watch it before we continue on with the rest of this video, because some big stuff sort of did happen in this episode. Even though at parts it did feel like it was filler, it still had a lot to do with what was going on this season. So yeah, if you haven't watched it, go watch it, and if you have, well, let's continue. So if you are continuing, be sure to drop a like on the video to show your support. Let me know in the comments section down below which your favourite part of the episode and your various opinions on what I say throughout this video. Just let me know in the comments section down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. And yeah. Now the first thing I do want to mention before we start everything up is that I actually did start up a new Instagram account. And some of you guys would already know that if you follow me on like Twitter, or if you follow the community tab, or you're on one of my live streams or something. I will leave that Instagram in the description below, so go follow that for all that good stuff, I guess. But last episode was another big episode for the season where we were introduced to the Earth Totem, so that's in the show now, and also we had Wally West being like properly introduced and him having some fun with Rip Hunter last week, which all continues on into this week, which really dealt around sort of the Fire Totem. Like the Fire Totem was brought up like a handful of times, but the stuff that involved Ray and stuff in this episode was about the Fire Totem, even though it wasn't referenced too much. So it is pretty interesting that we're having two of these totems in a row. At the same time, it's not surprising because we are only like, what, I think after this episode, there's only 5 episodes left of Legends for this season. So they really have to introduce all these totems that we are yet to deal with it all, and then build up to this whole Mallus thing as well. So it's actually not that surprising that they're doing all this totem stuff right now. You could argue maybe they should have done it early in the season, but they were dealing with some other stuff then. But yeah, so I think even next episode we're dealing with more totems. So it's totem-tastic at the moment. Now, as I said, last episode, Wally was running around with Rip, literally, and this episode, he actually fully joins the Waverider. The Waverider really played like not even second fiddle, like 4th fiddle in this episode. It was in like maybe 10, 15% of the episode if you're lucky. So Wally didn't feature too much. It was just really him getting acquainted with the team and him making a decision as well. But even then, it was still cool to see Kid Flash in the Waverider because we'd never seen that before. We'd seen some other stuff with all the other heroes, but not Kid Flash. So yeah, and they even chucked like a throwback to the crossover from earlier this season because I think that was the first time Sarah and Wally had met. And obviously, we knew that Wally and Nate were fairly comfortable with each other thanks to episode 1 of Legends this season. We had upswipes brought back into this episode and back into our lives. Obviously upswipe, sorry, is like the Tinder of the Arrowverse, so instead of swiping left or right, you swipe up and down. So I think it's up if you like them, down if you don't, which would make sense. And we had Damien Darhk trying on there. Not getting the best of luck. Maybe it might have to do with his hobbies of like killing people and stuff like that. We did see him actually like have Cupid or Carrie Cutter on his screen, which is pretty funny, obviously from Arrow. And the max age was 199 apparently. And we do learn in this episode that Damien Darhk is actually 257. So maybe Upswipe should just, you know, up that age a bit. Just, you know, it's discriminatory. You know, you got a 257-year-old dude here, and he can't even use Upswipes. Like, what the hell? But speaking of Damien Darhk, we did have a 1962 assassin version of him in this episode, which was pretty funny with the wig and stuff like that. Very CW. And yeah, it was interesting having 2 Damien Darhks in this episode. One of the more awkward parts of the episode was definitely Wally and Amaya's encounter when Wally and Zari were like getting into that zone. When Wally was talking about a basic bitch that ditched Nate on his birthday. And yeah, awkward because obviously Amaya was that basic bitch. So yeah, Wally and Amaya got off to the greatest of starts, didn't they? Now, Ray and Nora teaming up in this episode was good for plot-wise because it shows that Nora, you know, isn't fully evil. But the main reason it's interesting is because Brandon Routh, who plays Ray, and Courtney Ford, who plays Nora, Brandon Routh and Courtney Ford are actually married in real life. So I thought that was a nice interaction. Obviously, that's probably why they were interacting in this episode. They could have easily gone with like Nate or something hanging out with her because they're married in real life. This makes complete sense. And I thought they worked pretty well together in the episode. There was some daddy-daughter drama in this episode, as you would feel like the whole thing was set around like there being tension between Nora and Damien. That's why Nora was sort of getting a bit closer to Ray, just because of the drama, and maybe why Nora was doing certain things throughout this episode. But, you know, I thought Nora and Damien actually had a really good story arc in this episode. I'm interested to see where it goes, especially with what happens at the end of this episode, which we will jump into later on. But yeah, seeing that was pretty interesting, like a more softer version of Damien Darhk, which we did get sort of teased in Arrow Season 4 when Nora was much younger. But seeing it now when Nora's like much older and stuff and, you know, went through her life without Damien, it's pretty interesting. Now that area which Mallus is in, are they calling it like the hellscape? I think I heard them call it the hellscape or something like that. Let me know in the comment section down below what it's probably called. I heard hellscape, so I'm just going to be calling it hellscape until someone corrects me. We saw obviously Zari and Amaya go there. And basically it's revealed that every single time one of these totems ends up with like on the dark side, such as with Nora, or if like Damien got one, or if Gorilla God randomly put on a totem or something like that, the totem becomes corrupted and essentially it just breaks time up more with all these anachronisms and stuff, and which is just, you know, allowing Mallus to get out. So if this is all corrupted and time is sort of, you know, broken, essentially, Mallus is going to be able to get freed, which I would expect in maybe the second last episode. We'll probably see Mallus completely freed, then the last episode is just like balls to the wall, hell, obviously, which you would expect. But yeah, it's good to learn that more. And obviously this is going to involve having to get Kawasa on their side, which is sort of relevant back to the animated series. That sort of happened as well, before Kawasa did something else. But you could tell Kawasa in this episode like still has ties to her Zambezi roots, and maybe doesn't agree with 100% with what's going on, but doesn't necessarily agree with what the Legends are doing. So it's going to be interesting to see how Amaya can connect to her granddaughter and get her on their side. Like, I think if the Vixen in modern day, Mari, was involved, I think that might be a bit easier, or might be causing more tension. But I'm surprised they're not involving that other Vixen, like Mari's Vixen. I'm surprised they're not involving her. Obviously, getting the actress will be a bit difficult because I think she's like a Broadway like theater actress, so they're very like their time isn't you know, as available as some other people. But it would have been good if they were able to get her. Maybe we might get her in an episode randomly, like a quick cameo, a surprise cameo, who knows. The Damien Darhk versus, well, Damien Darhk, the 1962 assassin Damien Darhk, was a pretty good fight. Obviously the wig helped in regards to stunt doubles and stuff like that, and making it look a bit better than some other fights we do see on these shows. But it was really cool how he was able to fight and hold Nora there. But even though letting her go, I thought, okay, this is interesting. Because I completely, at that stage, I forgot she had the spirit totem on. Because it wasn't working for her, I thought she might have taken it off or something. It just went to the back of my mind that she was even wearing it. But she dropped, and I'm like, oh, okay. I thought Ray was going to come in because on like simultaneously at that time, like Ray was trying to get the suit. So I thought Ray was going to come and save her, like Felicity season 3 Arrow. Why am I remembering that scene? That was terrible. Anyway, Ray coming in and saving Nora. I thought that's what was going to happen, you know, because they're husband and wife in real life. So I thought that would have been like a nice moment. But actually her spirit totem activates and she's able to use it. Obviously she's got like purple or like pink or like violet as her color, while Amaya's got like blue, and I think even Mari has blue as well for their animal colors. It's like a Patronus. Yeah, so that's activated, and obviously that's what sets off that totem being corrupted, and Mallus, you know, slowly, you know, cracking his way out of prison, or the hellscape, whatever they've been calling it. So yeah, I wonder if it's every single time she uses it, maybe it allows Mallus to get out even further, or like it gets closer to his release, or if it's just like every single totem. That's going to be interesting to see what happens there, whether it's every single use, or just every single totem is like breaking off a fifth or something of the wall that Mallus has to get through. Now, something that is sort of, it's introduced, like it's mentioned, but it's sort of like skipped over really quickly, is when Ray like destroys the Berlin Wall in order to cause another anachronism and get the Legends to him. It tears through the fabric of time. So, and even Rip says that's like the straw that broke the camel's back. So I'm guessing they're just going to deal with that next episode. That's what I'm guessing. I'm just assuming they're going to deal with that next episode because it's introduced and then just sort of skip over it. So I'm guessing next episode is going to deal with that tear in the fabric of time. I just thought that was a bit weird. But yeah, Ray, they need something on this show where they can communicate if they're trapped in different areas of time. Like just like a little cell phone that can call through the centuries. Like, yeah, look, Sarah, yeah, look, I'm in 1960, like, don't ask, can you just come pick me up? Yeah, don't ask. You know, just something like that. Random as well that Wally just got the fire totem. Just thought, you know, I guess it relates back to the beginning of the episode where Mick saw those glasses, and you know, and Wally's, well, I got myself a souvenir, through time. But yeah, now the Legends have the Fire Totem. From what I've heard, Heatwave's meant to be the one that gets this. I'm guessing next episode they're going to deal with that, or the episode after. But it wouldn't surprise me if Heatwave got it. You know, Fire Totem, he shoots fire, likes fire, would make sense. But one person I wasn't expecting to see in this episode, or one thing, was Gorilla Grodd, and he kills Director Bennett. Just out of the blue. We hadn't seen him for a while, and now Ava is now the director of the Time Bureau. So, okay, Gorilla Grodd went a bit ape. Okay, whatever. Yeah, so we saw Gorilla Grodd kill Director Bennett, and now Ava Sharp, I guess, is the director. I guess they need to do that so she's more relevant, because I know the guy that played, what do you call him, Director Bennett is a bit busy. He's in other shows, like I think he was in Altered Carbon, that Netflix show, which he would have already done before filming this. But you know, after that he's probably going to get more offers and stuff, so maybe he was contracted to another show, maybe. I don't know. But another thing about Ava is that she has a secret. Rip actually tells Gideon to delete a file. Don't ask her what the numbers were. I have no idea. But he asks her to delete a file, and I'm guessing we're going to find that out in the next couple of weeks, what that file was. I'm interested. What is Ava's secret? I'm guessing it has something to do with Mallus. I've always said that the Time Bureau has something to do with Mallus, and I think that's what it is, and that's why Rip's so like destined on stopping him. So she's probably like a product of Mallus. Is Mallus like in the future? Something along those lines, but I'm really keen to find out. But let me know what you think about like Ava Sharp and what's going on with her. What is her secret? Is she Mallus? Does she just have a connection to Mallus or something like that? Let me know in the comments. But then at the end, we had Nora, like Mallus taking over, but she gets like veins as if she's like, I don't know, like she's poisoned or something. So is this Mallus taking control over someone that has the corrupted totem? Because she's, you know, had the totem and it was on Amaya's side and then she's corrupted it. Is that why this is happening to her? You would have to think so, but I saw a lot of people saying that she could be Mallus. I don't think that's the case. She's just like, you know, a host of Mallus, if that makes sense. But yeah, there's a lot of things that are opening up in Legends in this back half, in the past couple of episodes, and especially this episode leading into these final 5 episodes, that I'm intrigued to find out what's going on. Because Mallus has been a big mystery. They haven't revealed him yet, even though they said they were going to in episode 11. So maybe they backed off from that just to make it a bit of a bigger reveal later on. But yeah, like there's a lot of stuff that's confusing, but it's really intriguing at the same time. So I'm interested to see how it all plays out. But overall, that was a decently solid episode of Legends. I wouldn't say it's my favourite. It was about, you know, just a slightly above average episode, which did further some plot points for this season, which was good to see. It wasn't filler, which I don't think Legends will have any filler episodes this season, just because, you know, they're dealing with these totems. So as long as there's a totem involved, it's not really filler. But yeah, I enjoyed it for the most part. There was some like down parts, I guess. Maybe the setting for where Ray and Nora were, wasn't the most interesting. But it made sense as to what they were doing, so I didn't mind it too much. But yeah, decent episode, and I'm looking forward to seeing where a lot of the things that they set up in this episode go ahead as we move into the final episodes of this season. But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on the video to show your support. Let me know in the comment section down below what was your favourite part of the episode. What didn't you like too much, and what do you think is going on with it, like the Fire Totem, Ava Sharp, what do you think is going on with there? Just let me know in the comment section down below, as well as Nora. What the hell's going on with her? And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I'll catch you later, guys. Goodbye.